Don't you do it, don't hurt him. Oh.
I'll say an effing moment for me, it's kind of layered, but so I grew up, I'm born and raised in church. Like my parents are Kojic and like preachers, and so I have to be in church 24/7, like literally, no exaggeration. And I never had the option to like not go to church growing up until, so I guess my effing moment, I'm really gonna give it to my mom. One morning, I guess she came and let me know to get up to get ready for church, and I didn't get up. I'm assuming maybe I was still sleepy and didn't hear her, or maybe I heard her and just stayed asleep, whatever the case is. She came back in and said, noticed I wasn't dressed, and was like, well, if you want to stay home, it's cool. That was the first time ever in my life that she said that. And when she said that to me, for like the next 2 years, I probably didn't go to church. So that was like it feels weird to say effing when we talking about church, but that was my weird effing moment, because also that was what I knew. That wasn't what I wanted. Like I'm like 13. Like, you know what I mean? My friends, they think I'm crazy when they talking about what they do on the weekends. I'm like, I be at choir rehearsal and at a midnight musical. Like, you know what I mean? So, but that moment was pivotal for me, because that's when I started being able to get a little more invested in R&B music, because I couldn't at first, because I noticed that as like a point of entry for my mom, for me to kind of finesse and be like, let me see how far I can go with this. Like, is it just you don't want me to go to church? Are you giving me the option to not go to church? Or can I start doing some of the other stuff that you said I couldn't do? And so, that moment where I said that is where I really started to develop my love for R&B music. And it's literally got me here now. I really think that that's a huge part of, how I have developed as an artist, because had I been in church this entire time and had to like still sing in the choir and stuff like that, I don't know that even my voice and my execution and what I hear would be the same. I don't think my approach to music would be the same if I didn't have the dichotomy of having that time away from what I was raised under. So yeah, that's my effing moment. Shout out to my mama though. I come from a musical family, so my mother is a singer. My pops, incredible guitarist and singer as well. He's a quartet singer. I'm the youngest of 7 in total. Everybody's musically inclined, so it's like music is like my family's business. It kind of just, it's in the bloodline, and so interesting to note, because it wasn't something that I wanted to do because of how present it was. So, being the youngest child syndrome is like real. It's like, y'all all do this. I want to do something else. I don't want to do that. So I got into the arts in a different respect, started dancing and like, doing some other stuff, only to come back around to it my senior year in high school. That's when I developed my own love for music. Because at first it was kind of like, my love for music was based off of my family. It was just kind of what I knew. So my senior year in high school, I don't even think we had SoundCloud yet. It was MySpace still. And I uploaded some songs on MySpace. And my sister came home one day. She was already, gigging around town, amazing artist. And somebody snitched on me and sent her my MySpace profile, because I didn't want my family to know that I was like actively doing music. I know they would love it, but it's like, that's why I didn't want y'all to know. So she found out and started making me sing background for her. And I was like, oh, if you singing, like, I'm gonna bring you with me. And so that's kind of how I got started. Shortly after I graduated high school, my first background gig was, I started singing background for DJ Quick, actually, with my sister. And shortly after that, that's kind of where it all started. I was still putting out music. So technically I was an artist first, because I had put music out online first. But my professional career started with a lot with Tyrese, TGT, like I mentioned. I was singing background for Faith Evans. Everybody from Nick Jonas to Justin Timberlake to Jill Scott, Kirk Franklin, 2 Chainz. Like, I worked and toured with all of these people, doing so much stuff, only to then write for a lot of those people as well, which was something that I then got involved in. So my first placement was also my first Grammy nomination, which was Tyrese's Open Invitation album. And then, so I wrote a lot of TGT's Three Kings album. That was my second Grammy nomination, which is also interesting because that year I was at the Grammys dancing background for Pharrell when TGT was nominated, I believe. I could be mixing the years up, but one of those years, that's what I was there for. And same with Justin Timberlake, toured with Justin Timberlake for like 5-6 years. Co-wrote over half of his last album that he put out. So I've had an interesting journey because a lot of the people that I've worked with on the writing end were people that I started off touring with. And so then I stopped background singing, went full Kenyon Dixon, and focused on my own stuff. Landed my first artist Grammy nomination for collaboration with my brothers, BJ the Chicago Kid and PJ Morton, Charlie Burrell, for a rendition of Sam Cooke's Bring It On Home to Me. And that was in 2022, only to then go back to the Grammys last year for my first solo nomination for my record Lucky. In the same category, Best Traditional R&B Performance too. So yeah, it's been, I don't know, I think I've had like the most interesting journey I've ever seen from anybody. Just how crazy it is to be singing background for these people, to go to writing for the same people, then collaborating with some of these people as an artist, you know what I mean? But that's kind of been my journey as a solo artist and as a creative. And what's been really cool about it is in all of these spaces, all of the artists that I've worked with, they've always acknowledged that in me, that I was an artist. So they always created some opportunity for me to shine anytime I was on stage with them. So big ups to, you know, a lot of the artists that I've worked with that saw that and made sure they cultivated a space to push me out there and to really be where I am today. So, hey, what's up? It's Kenyon Dixon, a.k.a. R&B Kenny, if you really love R&B and you're tapped in with 24/7 HH.